TQ Science Primary 5, Term 2. We're going to look at fungi. In our previous lesson, we looked at examples of fungi, uses of fungi, then how fungi reproduce. We said fungi reproduce by means of spores, apart from yeast, which reproduce by budding. So today we're going to look at dangers of fungi. Dangers of fungi. Before we look at dangers of fungi, we have harmful fungi and useful fungi. So we begin by looking at dangers of fungi. 1. Some fungi cause diseases. Some fungi cause diseases. Some fungi cause diseases. Number 2, some fungi make food go bad. Some fungi make food to go bad. Some fungi make food to go bad. Then, some fungi cause food poisoning. Some fungi cause food poisoning. Some fungi cause food poisoning. Some fungi may cause food poisoning. Now, food poisoning is a disease caused as a result of eating contaminated food. Then look at groups of fungi. Groups of fungi. Groups of fungi. Number 1, we have harmful fungi. Harmful fungi. Then number 2, we have useful fungi. We look at examples of harmful fungi. Examples of harmful fungi. Examples of harmful fungi. Examples of harmful fungi. 1, we have bracket fungi. Bracket fungi. Number 2, we have puffballs. Puffballs. Number 3, we have toadstools. Toadstools. Number 4, we have molds. These are examples of harmful fungi. Then we look at examples of useful fungi. Examples of useful fungi. Examples of useful fungi. Now, useful fungi, we have mushrooms. Number 2, we have yeast. Then number 3, we have molds. We have molds. So we have molds which are harmful, then we also have molds which are useful. Remember I told you penicillium mold, penicillium mold, penicillium mold are used. Penicillium molds are used to make penicillin. Penicillium molds are used to make medicine called penicillin. I used to make medicine called penicillin. Penicillium molds are used to make medicine called penicillin. So we have molds that are good, we have molds that are bad. So these are examples of useful fungi. These are examples. Then the other on this side, we have examples of harmful fungi. Then look at, we've said some fungi cause diseases. I want us to look at examples of fungal diseases in animals. Examples of fungal diseases in animals. Fungal diseases in animals. Fungal diseases in animals. Fungal diseases in animals. One, we have athlete's foot. Athlete's foot. Number two, we have what we call ringworms. 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 Number three, we have Dobby itch. Dobby itch. So these are examples of fungal diseases. Then lastly, we have what we call candidiasis. 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 So we have athlete's foot. This one affects the toes. You can have wounds between your toes. Then ringworms, this one affects the skin. Dobby itch affects the skin. Candidiasis is one of the diseases of the reproductive system, and it can be caused as a result of poor personal hygiene. And it can be transmitted sexually from one infected person to a healthy person. From one infected person to a healthy person. Then we look at examples of fungal diseases in plants. 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 We have Panama disease that affects bananas. Panama disease. Panama disease. This one affects bananas. Bananas. Panama disease affects bananas, a fungal disease. Then we have what we call Siga enrot. Siga enrot. Siga enrot. Then number three, we have coffee berry disease, only first. Coffee berry disease affects coffee. coffee berry disease, coffee berry disease. Then number 4, we have what we call root rot. It affects tea. Root rot. Root rot. This one affects a plant called tea plant. Tea plant. So these are fungal diseases that affect plants. Panama disease, it affects bananas. Cigar end rot, it also affects bananas or banana plants. Banana plants. Cigar end rot affects banana plants. Coffee berry disease, it affects coffee. Then root rot, it affects tea. How to control dangers caused by harmful fungi. 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 1, boiling water before drinking. Boiling milk and water before drinking. Boiling milk and water. Boiling milk and water before drinking. Then number 2, warming cold food before eating. Reheating or warming food. Reheating or warming food. Warming cold food before eating. Number three, salting food. Salting food. Salting food. Number 4, avoid eating uncovered food, or you can say by covering food. Covering cooked food. Then number 5, getting early treatment. Getting early treatment for any fungal infection. Get early treatment. Get early treatment in case of any infection. In case of any fungal infection. In case of any fungal infection. Then number 6, avoid eating poisonous fungi. Avoid eating poisonous fungi. Avoid eating poisonous fungi. Then number 7, avoid sharing towels, socks and underwears. Avoid sharing socks, towels and underwears. Number 8, bathing using soap. Bathing using soap. This one helps to kill the fungi infection. Disinfecting toilets. Disinfecting toilets. Disinfecting toilets. Then lastly, by proper disposal of human feces. Proper disposal of human feces. Proper disposal of human feces. So these are different ways we can control the dangers caused by harmful fungi. Number 1, boiling milk and water before drinking, reheating or warming cold food before eating, salting food, covering food, then get early treatment in case of any fungal infection, avoid eating poisonous fungi, then like toadstools, bracket fungi, and so on. Avoid sharing socks, towels, and underwears. This one you may get candidiasis if you share underwears. Can get dobby itch if you share towels. Then you can get athlete's foot if you share socks. Then bathing using soap, disinfecting toilets, and proper disposal of human feces. So those are different ways we can control dangers caused by harmful fungi. We look at similarities between bacteria and fungi. Similarities between bacteria and fungi. So, how are bacteria similar to fungi? How are bacteria similar to fungi? 1, both help in fermentation. 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 Then number 2, both help in decomposition. Both help in decomposition. Both help in decomposition. Both help in decomposition or rotting. Then both cause diseases. Both cause diseases. Both bacteria and fungi cause diseases. Then lastly, both make food to go bad. Both make food to go bad. And B, molds are the fungi that make food to go bad. So molds grow on food, and when they grow there, they make the food to go bad. So there has to be similarities between bacteria and fungi. Both help in fermentation, both help in decomposition or rotting, both cause diseases, then lastly, both make food to go bad. Then, how are bacteria different from fungi? Differences between bacteria and fungi. How are bacteria and fungi different? How are bacteria and fungi different? Bacteria reproduce by cell division, while fungi reproduce by budding and by means of spores. Bacteria reproduce by cell division, also known as binary fission. While fungi reproduce by budding and by means of spores. So fungi reproduce by means of spores. Then we also have some fungi which reproduce by means of budding, and that is yeast. That's one difference between bacteria and fungi. Bacteria reproduce by cell division or binary fission, while fungi reproduce by means of budding or by means of spores. Then bacteria reproduce much faster than fungi. Bacteria reproduce much faster than fungi. Bacteria reproduce much faster. Bacteria reproduce much faster than fungi. Bacteria reproduce much faster than fungi. So, that is how bacteria and fungi are similar. We look at mixtures. What is a mixture? A mixture is a combination of two or more substances. A mixture is a combination of two or more substances. A mixture is a combination. A mixture is a combination of two or more substances. A mixture is a combination of two or more substances. A mixture is a combination of two or more substances. Then we look at what a solute is. What is a solute? 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 Now, a solute is substance that dissolve in a solvent. A solute is a substance. It's a substance that dissolves. It's a substance that dissolves. It's a substance that dissolves in a solvent. A solute is a substance that dissolves in a solvent. I repeat, a solute is a substance that dissolves in a solvent. Examples of solutes. Examples of solutes. Examples. Examples of solids. Example of solids. 1, we have salt. Number 2, we have sugar. And then number 3, we have glucose. Glucose is a solid. You can have milk powder. Milk powder is also an example of a solid. Then solids ending, you can say solids are soluble in water. Solids are soluble in water. Then we look at a solvent. What is a solvent? What is a solvent? What is a solvent? When we say a solvent is a liquid. A solvent is a liquid that dissolves a solid. A solvent is a liquid that dissolves a solvent. A solvent is a liquid that dissolves a solute. A solvent is a liquid that dissolves a solid. So we look at examples of solvents. Examples of solvents. Examples of solvents. One, we have water. Two, we have milk. Three, we have juice. Those are examples of solvents, but water is called a universal solvent. So we can write a question, NB. Water is a universal. Water is a universal solvent. Water is a universal solvent. Why is water called a universal solvent? That's a question. Why is water called a universal solvent? Why is water called a universal solvent? Water dissolves almost all solids. Water dissolves almost. Water dissolves almost all solids. Or you can say water dissolves most solids. Water dissolves most solids. That's why water is called a universal solvent. Next, look at a solution. A solution. What is a solution? A solution is a mixture of a solute and a solvent. A solution is a mixture of a solute and a solvent. Examples of solutions. Examples of solutions. Examples of solutions. We have sugar solution, sugar, we have sugar solution, we have salt solution, salt solution. So those are examples of solutions. Next we look at insoluble substances. Before we look at insoluble substances, insoluble substances. Before that, we look at why does salt dissolve? Why does salt dissolve when put in water? Why does salt dissolve when put in water? You can say salt is soluble. Salt is soluble. That's why salt dissolves in water. Salt is soluble. Salt is soluble. Then we look at insoluble substances or materials. Insoluble substances or materials. Insoluble substances. Insoluble substances.